Yes, super excited. Welcome back, Kings and Queens. Welcome back. Welcome back. E here, you Warren Hughes, CEO of Great Gale, the manga of Afrofuturism manga series Bold Saga, and today's going to be very special. Very, very special. Because today is all about the celebration. We actually made it. And this has been something man, it's crazy that we've gotten this far. So what am I even talking about? What is a celebration? I'll give you guys a moment to join in, to tap in. We are live on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. T-Mobile Salon Inc. Thank you so much for joining. Oh my gosh, today is all about the celebration. We made it to 3 years. Yes, 3 years of Bold Saga, and that is really big. Super excited for that because this is a testament to dreams coming true. Now, 3 years prior to this, I had never released a book in public. I actually made it, actually created it, actually made it for purchase that someone could buy it because I had a lot of fears back then. 3, 4, 5 years ago, one of my biggest fears was, can I really write? I was afraid of writing. I was afraid of getting into writing because I didn't know if I could actually do it. I didn't know if that was one of my strengths. I know people say you got to play to your strengths. It's a very good thing to do. But at the same time, when I was starting out, because we've all been there, we had a dream to write a book, dream to create a book, a goal. One of the biggest things that can get in our way is, do I have enough of the tools to do what I said I want to do? And that was the thing. For me, writing was one of the big challenges. So, what did I do? Well, over the process of this live video, we're going to be talking about that. How to go from your fear to living a fabulous and fantastic life. Like, how do you actually overcome the problems in your way? How do you get your dreams to come true? Because this is as much a celebration for me as it is for everyone that supported Bold Saga along this journey. I mean, I'm humbled, I'm honored, and I'm grateful for the fact that we've made it. Because many times people say they're going to do something and they don't do it. I believe they say about 97% of people talk about releasing a book and only 3% actually get the book done. And the fact is, even when people sell books, on average, author maybe only sells 250 books in their entire lifetime. Now, in a day or a week or a month. On average, that's a lifetime, 250. We've sold way over 250 within these 3 years. So we want to let you know that it doesn't matter what your dreams are, it doesn't matter what your goals are, whatever it is that you're going for, anything is possible. That's why I literally have a hat that says, I got no limits. It's because it's a fact. Like when you get to that point where you realize that you don't have any limits, you don't have anything truly stopping you, there's nothing in your way that can truly stop you from your greatness, it changes everything for you. So that's what we're talking about today. Because this is a celebration, man. Like, who would have thought that we have gotten this far? Because I remember, again, 3 years ago, one of my biggest fears was writing because I didn't really know how to write a manga. I'd read so many manga, like right behind me. Got the classics right here, Got One Piece, you know. Got Naruto, all of that, you know. You even got My Hero Academia. All of these are amazing. And I always wondered, how can I actually get this done? How can I actually create my own manga? Because it's one thing to know how to draw, it's another thing to know how to write. Can't forget the legendary one, the one that really set the entire genre up and has made it incredible in this current age. So, how did I actually get over that? One of my biggest fears was one, writing the book. And then another thing was assembling the book. Now I had done some Nintendo X Kenshin. Thank you so much for joining. Talking about the celebration, made it to 3 years. Because we're talking about dreams coming true. But in order to actually live your dreams and have dreams come true, you have to defeat some nightmares. So one of those was writing. I was afraid of writing. I didn't want to think about writing. Back in the day, I was the action dude. You asked my best friend details. I was the dude that was going to see someone fighting, action, all that stuff. Story, I didn't care about that when I was younger. When I was a child, I thought as a child. When I became a man, I put away childish things. Once I got older, I realized how important story is, and I was like, I gotta learn the story thing. So I had to figure it out. I went out, took the courses, took the professional development, and I overcame one challenge. That was the first one. Now the second one was actually assembling the book. Like Avengers Assemble, putting something together in a holistic form that people can hold. It was hard, but it was worth it because it's so interesting that we live in a generation now where everything is focus on your strengths, export all your weaknesses or focus on your strengths and delegate. While I agree, I'm bad at writing in my opinion, but I have fun making stuff in general. Yes, exactly. You gotta have that joy, you gotta have that fun because, like they said in, what was it, Kick Ass 2, I think? If you're not having fun, what are you doing? So you gotta have some joy along the way. But I feel that writing is a journey, and the best way to get better at writing is one, to start writing, and then two, get a master, get a mentor, get a coach, find someone that can help you. Because what happens is if you try and figure it out on your own, what's going to happen is it's going to take you longer because you've got the mental hangups, you've got the can I do this, negative self limiting beliefs, and then it will take you longer. I'm coming up on my 1 year anniversary of my comic this September. Congratulations to you too, Nintendo X Kenshin. That's what I'm talking about. Celebrating victories, celebrating wins. It's possible, man. You just gotta get the ball rolling. So, writing was a challenge. Assembling the book was a challenge because I'd never assembled a book before. I'd done some desktop publishing. That's fun. That's basically, if you do pamphlets, if you do graphic design, that is great. And it did help me along the way, but it's only until I stepped into actually confronting the nightmare that I got to live the dream, living the dream of actually releasing a book. And it's not just a book. We've not just done one chapter or two chapters, we've done four chapters in 3 years independently. Now, some may say, okay, that's nice and all, but when it comes to manga, generally speaking, you're releasing what, a chapter every 2 weeks? While that is good, the way how we release chapters with Bold Saga is different in the fact we're in our own lane. We release books. Every chapter is its own book currently. Now, why is that different? When you do a book for a chapter, you allow the story to celebrate the characters and you allow bonus content, educational content, all of these amazing things that you don't just get anywhere else. And also, it allows you to charge with your work. Because most times, people that sell manga, when they have 7, 8, 10 chapters in a tankobon to tanks, each chapter is like pennies on the dollar. You're undervaluing to get more sales. And this is another reason why not just only writing the manga, illustrating the manga, creating it cover to cover, I'm now stepping into self-publishing, coaching to help people understand how you can get it done yourself. Blue Fire Demon 44, thank you so much for joining. Talking about Bold Saga 3 year anniversary and dreams coming true. Because what are your dreams? I know I told you mine. I want to make my own manga series. Really, I started as a video game developer. Um, got into that, realized what it entailed, realized you need an audience, realized manga is one of the best ways to build an audience. So, release manga. And it's been going ever since. I'll touch on video games again in the future, get into that. But the first thing you need is an audience. Like, it doesn't matter. It's so funny. A billionaire said this: best known beats best. Even if you spent 70 years on a game, if you don't have the audience, no one's going to know, like, trust, or care about what it is that you're doing. So you have to find a way to get people to see the value of what you provide. Once they see it, they can decide if they want it or not. Wow. Nintendo Extension said, wow, that's awesome. I don't even have a physical book. I'm still on Webtoon. No worries, King. I mean, we all have, stages and, parts of our journey. I want to have my own anime and well-known manga. I'm telling you, I agree. I agree. Because at the end of the day, that's the big goal. We all saw how our favorite stories when we were growing up, if these are some of your favorite mangas, how these actually took over once they became animes. I mean, the manga was great, but once you have your characters moving, which is why I'm steady developing into the next phases. I do animation. I've done animation. I've realized how much work animation is, and I'm here to tell you it is possible, but it requires work. Don't believe the hype about these people saying you can AI this and generative that. What you want to do is provide the most amount of value. I've been listening to some of my coaches and mentors, and they said this is so true. The best known is not the cheapest, and the cheapest is not the best. So you can never get to that level of best, premium, first-rate quality while doing what everyone else is doing. Most people do things and they're not even getting a return on investment. Instead, specialize and find what you do. One, where to start. Two, do you draw yourself? All right, where to start when you're getting into manga? An idea. Without, I'm going to give you some free coaching right now, just to let you know. Your idea is one of the most important parts of your manga. Without the idea, you really lose your audience because your idea is going to solidify your world. It's going to give your characters meaning. It's going to give your story meaning. It's going to be the thing that gravitates everything. Your idea is basically, you know, the first part of the puzzle that is your manga. Manga is solid and liquid. It's basically you have the ideas, you structure it, but it's liquid in the fact that you can grow, you can change, you can develop over time over what you see in your story as well as what your audience likes. 6 p.m. 6M Bliss, thank you so much for joining. I thank God for this, man. 3 years. We did it, man. We've already released 13 books, 9 books this year. We're gonna get into that in a moment when I'm talking about with 9 books. But where to start? You gotta have an idea. Do we draw yourself? Yes. I believe in what this millionaire said one time. One man interviewed a millionaire one day and he asked, "How do you become a millionaire?" And here was his response: own every part of the process. Again, own every part of the process. That's how you do it. You don't just want to be talking about making a manga. You don't want to be talking about, your ideas and things like that out loud. You want to create your idea, protect your idea, and then share it with the world so that they can see it, like it, and buy into it. So you have to protect your idea. But you have to understand every part of the process. That's good for 2 reasons. One, so you don't get played. You don't want to get played. You don't want to finally get your manga rolling and then your artist leaves, your writer leaves, something happens, and then your entire production is stopped. When you own every part of the process in the beginning, it allows you to fully provide books. Like, this is why we have multiple books, because on my team right now, it's literally God, my wife, and me. 4 books physical. God, my wife, and me. Now, as I mentioned before, we also did 9 books. So what am I talking about? Well, we didn't just do books on manga. What we do at Great Gale, we are here to help entrepreneurs create Dream Book Triumph. Again, Dream Book Triumph. If you do logos, if you do merch, if you do all different types of products, one thing is synonymous. If you have a book, you will go further, faster. Why? Because a book is almost like a logo in the fact it talks about who you are when you're not in the room. It allows people to know you, to understand who you are, and it makes you an expert. Because many people have this, you've probably seen these before, business cards. That's nice. But if you make your book your business card, your marketing tool, your live marketing tool, just like your merch, live marketing tools, you can get people to see what you're talking about and then invest into what you do. So, Blue Fire Demon, what is a good start to learn drawing? Sorry, where? If you want to get into drawing, one thing, Compton Bell, thank you so much for joining. I would say one of the best ways to get into drawing is to actually, you don't have to start digitally. You can start with a paper and a pencil. Draw. Draw what you see in nature. Draw and continuously draw. And what will happen is, because drawing is a skill, it's very skill based. You can't really automate it, even though people say you can. You can. That's not art. You got to get your hand ready. You got to be able to draw enough that you can have hand control and steadiness. That's something that it doesn't happen over time. And even when you become mastery level, like where I'm at, or expert level, you're still going to need to continuously hone the skill because drawing is like a sword. You need to wet the blade. You need to continuously draw, continuously draw, continuously draw. So drawing from nature is one of the best things that you can do. In addition to drawing from nature, I would recommend investing into a mentor, investing into a coach. Because one thing that's funny is that you can get all the courses that you want on manga, on drawing, but until you have someone helping you live, it changes everything for you. What do I mean by that? Well, when you have someone live teaching you, coaching you, this, that, and the third, if you have any questions, you can ask them directly. When you go to a course, you're going to have to be the one that's fully focused on getting it done, and the onus is on you. And it's a strange thing. I don't understand why we're like this as humans. If I buy a course, even though I'm fired up to do it, I don't take it as seriously as if I pay premium value for a college degree, a coach, a mentor, this, that, and the third. What do I mean? I've been drawing all my life, but it's only until college when I realized that the power of graphic design and understanding logo design, because I'd done logos before in high school. Yeah, it was fun. It was nice. It wasn't until I was starting to pay money, big money, I was like, oh, shoot, I have to pass these classes. I have to take this seriously. So when you charge and when you provide premium value, it makes you see the world differently. So those are two of the things I would recommend to get into creating and getting into art and getting into drawing. And another thing I would mention about when you're drawing, give yourself some grace. Take time to understand the fundamentals. Take time to draw. Don't think that you're going to start today and be a master tomorrow. Because I've been drawing since what, 5? I'm like 30, 31 almost. So it's been a long time. And only now like literally within the last 6, 7 years, I figured out how to finally paint. That was another fear I had. I was afraid of painting. It's one of the reasons I almost failed on my college classes. It was, I think, graphic design too, when I had to make a package design because I didn't add any lights and shadows. I didn't understand how to do it properly. That's a fine art skill. So you gotta hone your skills. That can definitely help you. That can definitely help you. That can definitely help you because what that's going to do is that's going to allow you to get to the next level. And one thing I would recommend doing, here it is right here. If you DM the word dream, what we will do, we will send you our book on how to draw, create, write, self publish, make your own book, make your own manga. It's called 7 Steps to Creating a Dream Manga Series. And why that's so incredible, your dream manga series. And if you're on YouTube, I'll put the link in the description as well, or I'll show it in a moment. Why that's incredible is that many times people show people how to make manga, but they don't tell you the full story. What do I mean by that? Well, most times people show you how to make manga, they're not telling you the full picture. What they're telling you is, hey, you got to learn to draw. Hey, you got to learn to write. That's going to be the thing that's going to take you to the next level. What they fail to explain to you, yes, you, the creator, yes, you, the person who has the dream, who has the goal, who has the idea to make your own manga series, is this. Without the business, your art's not going to go anywhere. Without the business structure, without the practicality aspect of it, actually having an IP around it, actually protecting it, you're going to get scalped. People are going to take your idea and run with it. You don't want to have $1 billion idea and let someone else get away with it. You'd rather have $1 billion idea and use it to the best of your ability. Now, I'm telling you, kings and queens, there's literally a story in the 7 Steps book about a person who only focused on the art and not the business. And when you read the book in that chapter, you will see the result of what happens when you focus only on the art and not the business. That's another reason what makes us different. Many times people talk about manga or independent mangakas. They are either independent and they're working for themselves, self employed, or they're working for someone else, but they may not have an LLC. They may not actually have it protected. What we do is that from the jump in our book, we show you how to actually do that. What it is, what you need to get, these assets, these things that you need to get. I'm telling you, if you don't have that, you're running yourself a big red flag. Now, have you heard of this game? Pokemon. Yeah, yeah. This is called Pokemon. Do you know how Pokemon started? Well, we actually made a YouTube, we actually made a podcast on the Elevate with You podcast, and we talked about it. How the Pokemon model, what it is, how to use it, how it changes everything. Righteous Warriors Comics, thank you so much for joining. Did you know that the people that created Pokemon, Satoshi Tajiri, do you know he was a self-publisher? See, now that's going to change the game for everyone watching this. Why am I mentioning that? The number one media franchise of all time started as a self-publisher. And what I mean by that, when you watch the episode, you see exactly what I mean. He created books. So if you want to get to that $1 billion level, that $1 billion IP, if you want to make your series magnificent, if you want to get to that next level, get into self-publishing. All right, it's not incredibly hard. It's possible. It's possible to the point that even 1, 2, 3 people can do it. My team is literally God, my wife, and me. We've done 13 books. Our last book that we released took 11 days to finish. This is a dream come true. This year, we've done 9 books. In fact, we've moving so fast with self-publishing. Just this year, just yesterday, actually, we got the notice that our most recent books that we made, they just got the copyright approval. So what does that mean? We know the structure. We've gotten it done. We've actually made the books. and they're available to get right now. So what am I even talking about? It's not just the 7 steps book that we've created in addition to Bold Saga. If you go to the website, which is shop.greatgill.com, and you go under new ebooks, you'll be able to see it. We actually have a bundle, and it's literally called the Bold Saga Ultra Bundle. It's Bold Saga chapter 1 through 4, the audiobook for Bold Saga. Yes, we made an audiobook for Bold Saga as well. That omni-channel presence, man, trying to show you the different ways that you can do this. 7 steps book, the workbook. We got coloring books, the Amazing Adinka coloring book, the Bold Saga coloring book, Shawnee's Flowers coloring book, Please Read With Me A to Z Eastern Ulsa edition, and I Am affirmation book. I'm telling you, kings and queens, I'm telling you, all of this is possible. We literally got the majority of these books done this year. So I'm telling you, don't be afraid about stepping into your fears. Don't be afraid of confronting the nightmares, the challenges, the demons that are in your way. Slay them things, slay them giants, and seize greatness. It's incredible that once you overcome the darkness, you can step into the light. Once you overcome the challenges in your way, you can step into your purpose. And if you don't, you'll be just dragged backwards into your past. Ninten Extension says, how does one protect oneself when you have no money? That is a great question. So, one of the best things that you can do if you're starting out with like a $0 budget and you want to get into manga, I would recommend you do what I did. I would recommend anytime you're making a manga series, you don't tell anyone until you've protected it. Aletha Martinez says, if you want to hunt, you have to watch how the big dogs hunt. You will never see Marvel release a new comic book or movie without the trademark or the copyright. We literally, in Manga Just Live course, which is our actual course teaching people how to make manga cover to cover, we spoke with a trademark lawyer. And he literally goes on and explains how to trademark your series, the power of trademarks, and why you need one. See, these type of topics aren't covered by your general mangakas. All these people want, and I'll be honest with you, all they want is for you to buy their books. They are not intrinsically interested in teaching you how to make your own series. They even made a book on making manga. Don't buy that book. Don't buy it. You'll be wasting your money. And I'm going to make a YouTube video comparing their book to our book so you can see the difference in someone who's just trying to show you that there is no way to make manga. You just do what you want versus someone who actually figured out a path, figured out a strategy, and it works. It works to the point that we've made manga. We literally did it for a client and we did it for ourselves. And this is not just manga we're teaching. This is self-publishing. And what is self-publishing? The art of taking your ideas, your creativity, your innovation, compressing it into a book, and then selling it yourself. That's better than having publishing deals with other people, because if you have to go to someone else for a publishing deal, that literally means that they're controlling it. You know, you may have the copyright, maybe not. They probably will get the trademark. You're going to be working based on advances, and you're not going to get paid your due once. You're not going to get paid your value. You only get your advance, you still got to pay that back too. And then 3, you have to do all the marketing yourself. Well, you might as well just do self-publishing. Do it yourself. You can create your own books. You can market your own books, and you can build your business. In the 7 Steps books, we also talk about how to actually build your actual mailing list, which is incredible. For every email you get, that's worth at least $1. You get enough. So if you're starting off on a $0 budget, you're trying to get the word out on your manga. You're trying to get the word out to build your dream series. This is about dreams. We're not making these books just for fun, unless that's what you want completely, and nothing is wrong with that. But we're doing it to create something people can enjoy, something that you enjoy, and something that you can create wealth from. Pokemon started with books. Nintendo started with playing cards. All right. Once you understand self-publishing, you can enter a world that's billions and billions of dollars. Once you understand self-publishing, not only can you make books for you, you can make books for other people. I literally was just talking with a client yesterday about a book that we're negotiating right now, that they need books done for their client, their specific client. So I'm helping them create a book for them. The last client I did was self-publishing. I made their book in 11 days. So Nintendo Extension says, how does one copyright trademark your work then? There's 2 ways you can do it. One is you can get the 7 steps to creating a dream manga series book. We talk about how to actually go through that. We talk about the copyrights. We touch briefly on trademarks. You should speak to an expert for that. The second way you can do it is actually getting the Manga Just Live course. When you actually go through the course, there's actually someone who explains it, a trademark lawyer, Mr. Pelton, and he goes into how you can get your trademarks done. Because he's a professional. He's been doing this since 1999. So that's what I would recommend. I don't recommend, if you've never dealt with trademarks before, to do it yourself. If you don't know what you're doing, because I'll be honest with you, if you think copywriting is easy, it's not completely hard. It's at least on a scale of 1 to 10, it's like at least a 7 difficulty. Trademarks is a level 1,000 difficulty. And I'm not going to go too deep because that's not the meaning of today's topic. We don't want to go too deep into that. But I'm telling you, trademarks is not for someone who's never done it. Trademarks are for experts. You need to understand either how the trademark law works or you need to speak to someone who understands it. All right. So that's what I would recommend. But what I would say is if you get the 7 Steps book and you get the Manga Just course, we can actually show you the first steps. Because once you understand the first steps, you'll be able to move with first principles so that when you release your books, you're protected. I'll be honest with you, there's something out there which most people in manga and self-publishing don't know. That's the big nightmare. I'm facing that right now because I didn't know because I just got into this. I've never done this before. There's a big nightmare out there which most people don't know in self-publishing. It's an NOO. You don't want this problem. All right, that's up to $50,000 in legal fees. That's up to $7 7 years dealing with courts. You don't want this. All right. So that's why I made the 7 Steps book because I want to help people reach their dreams. That's why I got into self-publishing as a coach. That's why I got into coaching with self-publishing because I want to help people overcome these problems that they've never seen before because they've never done it before. If you don't know self-publishing, you wouldn't know these problems exist. And NOO is one of the worst things I've ever seen, but it's also one of the best things I've ever encountered because it pushed me to level up. See, that's one of the benefits of when you have a dream and a goal. You want your dream and you want your goal. All right, God's going to put tests, trials, challenges, and enemies in your way to see how bad do you want it. David didn't become David until he slayed Goliath, you know? It's just how life is. Joseph didn't become Joseph until he actually went through all of those challenges, betrayal, put in jail, all type of craziness. He was in jail so long the chains went into his soul. So after all of that, he still had his dream, he still had his goal, and he became second in the land. So you got to go through the process. That's one of the best things I can tell you. A lot of people tell you, oh, just draw. Oh, just write. This, that, and the third. They're not telling you the truth. They're not telling you the whole truth. The whole truth is that self-publishing is a process. When you understand the process, you accelerate your wins. You accelerate your victory. Because a funny thing is, if you're just going to YouTube University and just trying to get free information, what's going to happen is it's going to take a lot of time, which is your number one commodity. It's your number one asset, actually. It's not even a commodity. It's the number one asset. You can never get time back. So I thank you for everyone watching this live, watching this YouTube video, because this is time you'll never get back. Money comes and goes. They print money. They don't print time. So when you use YouTube University free, it's going to take longer to comprehend. When you pay someone, they're going to give you the fastest route, specifically when you're paying more. They're going to give you the fastest route to your success. So do you want to take 17 years to understand how to self-publish, or like 7 months, or even 7 days, or even 7 weeks, or 13 weeks for that matter, depending on what you're paying for? That's why I always recommend anyone that wants to get into making manga, get into self-publishing, getting into business, pay someone who's already where you want to be and learn from them. Look at One Piece. For anyone that's watched One Piece, I'm not going to ruin it, but there's a part where certain swordsman wants to be better. So he goes to his rival and asks him to mentor him. Watch any anime, any of the big three, you'll see what I'm talking about. There comes a point where the main character realizes they can't get to the next level on their own. They need a coach. They need a mentor. They need to spend time, whether it's a 2-year time skip, year and 6 months, year and 7 months, whatever it is, they need time to stop everything and train. The training arc. So basically, that's why you need your coach. You need a mentor. You need someone who's going to help you on your training arc to become legendary when it comes to making your manga, making your books, making whatever it is that you're working on. Why? Because without it, You'll just be spending all the energy and all the efforts trying to figure it out yourself. What's the phrase? They say, a fool learns from his own mistakes, but a wise man learns from someone else's mistakes. Learn from other people's mistakes. Learn from it and understand business. Because if you don't understand business, all you will be doing is just working on the lowest level of value, where you're getting not a lot of money. You're putting in all this time and energy, but you're not getting a lot of money. It's one of the hardest parts about life because we are taught if you work harder, you will get more profit, you will get more success, this, that, and the third. Now, hard work is necessary. It's a part of the process, but it's not the full thing. See, when you start to think with your mind, it's not work harder to become rich, it's speaking to become more wealthy. It's thinking to become more wealthy. Because when you change your thinking, you can change your world. I had to do that. I had to do that myself because the way how I started, I was like, I just want to make manga, I just want to draw. That's what I started as. I didn't start as focusing on self-publishing. I was only interested in making super cool characters, awesome attacks, and when I first started, all the characters' names were in Japanese, the moves were in Japanese, this, that, and the third. Because I've been working on manga for a while. Bold Saga is not the first manga I've made; it's the first one I've professionally released. I've been doing manga since like what 2000 and what 3, 4. When I first read One Piece, when I went back to Antigua, I was trying to figure out how to get this manga thing done. So it's been a long journey. And once I figured out within the last 5 years how to get it done professionally, I was like, oh, this is not super hard. It's just a process. Once you understand the process, which is basically the route you have to take to reach your goal, your dream, when you understand the process, everything becomes smarter. Everything becomes better because we don't want to just be working to reach our goal. We want to put in the work once and then collect all the rewards. That's another benefit of self-publishing. Because anytime if you're just drawing a character illustration, or you're just drawing an OC for a person, or you're just doing a logo, those type of services require you to expend time for an asset that you have to create again and again and again and again for someone. When you make a book once, all right, that's it. You made the book once and then you sell the book. Maybe you may color it, maybe you may localize it, but you're making it once. It's an asset that can go over and over and over again. That's how you get into offers. So, all of that is to say, you need to get to a part where you get more assets under your belt. We have 13 books, well, really 12. The 13th one is for the client. Yeah, 12 books already available right now, all because of the fact that we didn't just sit down and think about it. We went out and learned how to get it done. So that's what I would recommend to anyone watching this. If you want to make your dreams come true, take it from someone who's actually done it. You don't have to wait until you have $1,000, $3,000, $10,000, $17,000 to get your book done because generally it's about $15,000 to create one book. Self-publishing, giving you statistics from the masters. You don't have to spend all that 15,000, but you do have to spend maybe even more than that in the cost and your opportunity cost. Those are the things people don't really talk about because it's one thing to learn a book. It's another thing to get by a book. It's another thing to actually implement what it's going to take to get it done. So this is why I recommend if you're serious about making manga, if you're serious about self-publishing, I recommend getting the 7 Steps to Creating Your Dream Manga series. But you're an adult if you're watching this, potentially, most likely. You can decide what's more valuable to you. Spending more time on free things to get where you want to go, which can take years, or buying books, assets, and coaching that can get you there faster. Because success is based on speed, specifically manga. Manga chapters go up in 2 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks per chapter. The faster, the more you learn, the more you earn. So that's what I want to let you know, kings and queens. And this is a celebration because we made it to 3 years, man. 3 years. And it's been amazing. It's been ups, it's been downs. It's not no crystal stair. It's been challenges each and every step of the way. And I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for it because it makes you not just humble, it makes you appreciate. I remember when I didn't have anyone know what Bold Saga is, and this was how I got it done. When Bold Saga first started, it was just an idea. I was helping someone, helping my dad actually. And while I was helping him, I was like, man, I need to make something different. I need to make a book series that I can enjoy, that my parents can enjoy, that my kids can enjoy, everyone can enjoy it. It's gonna be magnificent. And what I did was I sat down and I had an idea. It all starts with an idea. That idea blossomed and it transformed into what Bold Saga is, but it was not easy. I had to overcome self-limiting beliefs. How do I learn to write a manga? How do I learn to structure a manga? How do I learn to actually color my covers? These are some of the big things you need to focus on when you make your books. How do I actually put the marketing together for the book so people can be interested in it? What does that mean? When I did Bold Saga, I didn't actually tell people Bold Saga was coming out. I protected it first. Didn't tell social media or a soul, only my wife and maybe and my family. That was it. When the book was finally protected, done, self-published and everything, then I went to social media. A lot of people have it in reverse. They want to tell people about their idea before their idea is protected. Everything you put on social media without a copyright on it is public domain. And if you don't know what that means, that is 1,000,000,000,000,000 value just right there. That strategy alone can save you millions because when you understand how to protect your idea, you can get to the next level. The next level is scaling your idea. So it wasn't just releasing the book, it was everything along the way. Grandfather passed away. COVID happened in 2020. All types of crazy things happened. I had to go back to the Caribbean for his funeral. Worked on his funeral arrangement. This is coming from someone who didn't just have it easy. And remember, as I said before, it is only 3 people on this team: God, my wife, and me. That's it. I don't have, a type, a letterer. I don't have a colorist. I don't have, assistants. All right. This is just God, my wife, and me. Like assistants as teammates, because generally when you see a manga team, it's like 5, 6 people, because it's a lot of work. I'm doing everything. Is this the best way? It's a way that worked for me, and that's what I'd recommend for you. Maybe you don't want to put in the work and expend it to figure out how to do all this yourself. Maybe you want to export it to other people. Just know that for every time you take your hands off of something in your process, you open yourself up to risk. You may move faster potentially, but you open yourself up for risk. So that's why I want to let you know, kings and queens, it's not an easy process. It's a process that's worthwhile. And I'm grateful it's worthwhile. Why? If all of our dreams and goals came easy, would it be worth it? If I had to snap my fingers and make 100 chapters of Bold Saga in like 5 seconds, would it be worth it? Did I get the transformation? Because we all know, and if you don't know, I'll let you know this: transformations happen after transactions. The more that you're investing into yourself, into your dream, into your goal, the more you'll be able to get something called an ROI, return on investment. That's one of the KPIs, key performance indicators. You need to find a way to create things that can serve you so you're not working every day. Warren Buffett said it. If you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you will work until you die. And that's just the culture we're in right now. These mangakas, read the Seven Steps book, we talk about it. That path and that system that they have is it. I wouldn't say it works for them. It's very risky. It's very risky on the mangaka because I'm not just interested in you winning and making a book. I'm interested in you making your books, releasing your books, and being able to live and enjoy your life so you can get the wealth from your books. Too many times we're just focused on getting the book done and then jeopardizing our health. And after we get all of our wealth, then we have to repair our health, which means we are losing life. You can't get life back. Every moment, every day, every hour that passes you by is another one you can't get back. This is why you have to use your time wisely. Don't believe the hype about trying to do the YouTube University and all this stuff alone. I'm not saying YouTube is not helpful. I'm just saying it can't save you. It can't. You have to go to an expert. You have to pay an expert. One way or another, you're going to need it. I didn't understand how to actually assemble books properly, truthfully, completely until I actually figured out how it is to self-publish. Actually go to who is the, self-publishing company that I use and actually understand how books are used, how they're desktop published. All right. It's not hard, it's a process. And we want to help you on that because I want to see you win. I want to see you create your own manga series. I want to see you create your own audiobooks, like Nintendo X Kenshin. I want to see you get your own anime because that's what we want as well with Bold Saga. Once Bold Saga is animated, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. But until then, if we want to continuously have success after success after success, Win after win after win. That's what we want, kings and queens. We want to see you win. We want to see you win. We want to see you win. And we want to see you win big because you've worked too hard. You've worked too hard not to win. And that's what we have. We have the Bold Saga books available right now because we never gave up, which is another thing you can't do. If you're on the journey to making your books and you don't have wealth available or you think you don't have the money available, I will let you know something very important. When you change your thinking, you can change your world, and when you change what you speak, you can change what you have. Don't say that you are broke. Don't say you don't have money. Don't say, even if that's what life is showing you right now, I want to show you something. Borrow belief from the future and bring it into the present. That's faith. And believe that in the future, you're successful. You have your manga series, you have your books, you have your anime, you have your $1 billion IP. Now come back to the present and realize, wow, it is possible. It does work out. I can do this. Let me find a way to get it done. That's one of the most important questions you can ask yourself. Instead of saying, I don't have, ask yourself, how can I get? Or how? That's how wealthy people do things. They figure out how can I, and then they find the solution to that via providing solutions for others. You want to get to the point where you're providing solutions. And I don't want to get too deep into all this because this is what we talk about in Self-Publishing Goldmine, which is our 13-week program to help you go from just the idea to the actual book, to the actual books, to actually protecting it, to actually selling it. It's a 90-day course. It's a 90-day program. It's not a course because we have coaching. So what does that mean? Not only am I showing you the process of how we got our books done, I'm actually coaching you. So that means if you have any questions, comments, concerns, any of that, you can ask it live. You know how amazing it would be? Imagine what it would have been like, right? Before Eiichiro Oda became super successful, or, Yusuke Murata, or Kohei Horikoshi, or all these famous mangaka. Imagine if they actually showed you how to do what they do. I mean, they probably wouldn't because it's trade secrets, but that's them. Me now, on the other hand, I want to see you win. And I want to show you strategies, tips, and techniques that can help you because, you know, high tides, everyone's winning. That's the thing. This is actually a different phrase, but the long story short is when the tide truly rises, we're all getting to the next level together. And that allows more partnerships, more wealth. And I want to see people win. I'm tired of people trying to tell people that it's just drawing, it's just writing. No, they skip business. Why? Because they'd rather you understand the bare minimum. They don't want you to know the full spectrum. When you understand the full circle that self publishing is, and you understand how to do it, it changes everything for you. Because then you're free. You're free to create how you want to create. No one can tell you nothing. Nah, 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 nah. Wait till I get my money right. They can't tell you nothing. That's one of the best things about self-publishing. Like they literally can't tell you anything. Because when you understand self-publishing, you can think and create your own worlds. Compton Bell said, Peace King. These are some gems you're dropping. Thank you so much, King. I appreciate it. That's what I'm here for. I mean, it's been a minute since I've been on live. I've been working on some new systems that I can't wait for you to see. But I wanted to jump on this live today just to celebrate because my win, I feel, will be everyone's win as they continuously work towards their dreams and their goals. But for everyone that supported along the way, this is your win as well. We didn't get the 3 years just because I believed in Bold Saga or my wife believed in it or God gave us the power to do it, but it was from the actual fan base, the actual people who are serious and enjoy these books enough to buy, support, join the live, send a like, send a comment, all of that. We appreciate you. Why? Because no man is an island. And there are no self made millionaires, only team made millionaires. That's how it's done. You have to realize that you can't do it all on your own. But if you can get a lot of it done, nothing is wrong with that. You just have to balance out how you're getting the job done. And also, for anyone wondering, take care of your health. We're talking about dreams come true with Bold Saga. I literally 3 times went to the ER on my journey for Bold Saga. The first time was with overworking, and then I had to go back the second time. But the third time was overworking, and then I got COVID because of that. After the last time, I told myself I'll never do this again, and I haven't been back since. That was the end of 2021 into 2022. So I say all that to say, while you get your wealth, maintain your health, sustain your health, enhance your health, get rest. I was going to be up earlier today, but I was like, you know what? I didn't get enough sleep the night before. I'm going to stay in and sleep just an hour more longer. Why? The more sleep you have allows your body to rest, allows your body to heal. I literally even heard someone say, I think it was Prince EA, with inflammation. My mom sent me that as well. She's a nutritionist for Livers and Health, who's actually in Bold Saga Chapter 3. Another reason why you benefit of self-publishing, you can support businesses. And I'm not just talking, like literally, that's my mom's business, Flavors and Health. Business highlights. When I teach manga, and the way I teach manga, I'm teaching you manga from a business perspective. I'm not teaching you manga from a worker's perspective, from a implementer's perspective, from someone that's just going to be drawing all their life. I'd rather you figure out systems so you can make your books, be successful with your books, and get the wealth from your books. Because why else would you want to do it? We don't just want to be drawing all our lives just to draw, 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 and then you're living. I know they have this stupid meme about starving artist and all that. You don't want to be what they say is a starving artist. You want to be a thriving artist. That's why we've done with Great Gale with our business. We want to help entrepreneurs create dream book triumph, not just thriving, triumph, because that's overcoming your challenges, that's overcoming your issues, that's overcoming the things that try to get in your way, saying you can't do this, you can't do that. So that's why I'm super excited about this live stream today, the celebration, because we actually got it done. We actually went from just the idea to actually finishing books. And in a moment, I'm going to show you some of the books that we've created, just some of them, because at the end of it's 12. It's an amazing thing. 12 books, 9 books in count them, 3 years. That's crazy. That's literally crazy. So we want to show you what we have available and some other amazing things. So stay tuned. I cannot wait. I'm not leaving the live. I'm just letting you know. It's coming up in a moment. Just had to do one thing because this is super exciting for me. We actually got it done. Like, I don't know if you've ever had a dream or a goal and you wanted to release it and you're like, how do I get this thing done? And then you close your eyes, you're wondering, how do I get this done? And then you wake up and you're like, wait a minute, I got it done. I actually finished it. I'm telling you, kings and queens, I'm telling you, this is the power of when you believe in yourself and you get it done. Once you understand how this works, oh man, I'm telling you, you can change your life. And what do I mean by that? When you become an author, you become an expert. All you have to do is release your first manga. You literally become an expert in manga once you release your first book. Why? And then there's just levels of your expertise as it grows. You become an expert because of the fact that you got it done. Anyone that can make a book that is different levels of quality, the value you provide. But releasing a book puts you head and shoulders above everyone else that had an idea. But as I said before, 97% of people have ideas for books. They start a book, this, that, and the third. But guess what? They stop along the way. One of the greatest fears people have is public speaking. It's one of the biggest fears. Just crazy. But I can understand public speaking. So when you have a book, it allows your voice to be provided and transmitted to many people without you having to physically speak. And then when you do speak, people already know, like, and trust you. That's the benefit of making your own manga, your own self-publishing books, because people get to know you. People really get to know you. And then once they get to know you, they can support you. They can tell people about you, this, that, and the third. Anime, you can do that as well, but generally with anime, it's the studio. You don't get to really know the direct animators unless you read the credits or know their work. But when you have a book, you can start small and then build. You know, big dreams, big goals. All you have to do is just take small steps. It's not the giant strides that get you to your goal faster. It's all about making the right small steps. Because that's all winning is. Winning is just small step after small step after small step. And as you continuously walk, you'll reach the top of the mountain. Maybe you'll run, but you will reach the top of the mountain. So, super excited about that. And yes, I'm excited. And again, we're on YouTube, we're on Facebook, we're on Instagram. So if you're enjoying this, please share the live. share the YouTube stream, the live stream, the Facebook. Let everyone know all about the fact that we made it to 3 years and what that means for you. And also, we got some other amazing things coming up. So stay tuned, stay on the live. It's going to be super awesome. All right. And if you have any questions or concerns, please let us know as well. Like, if you want to know what Bold Saga is, if you want to get to know more about what's coming next, anything like that, just let us know as well. Because I'm just excited, man. I'm literally excited. Why? Because we got it done. It's one thing to actually have the dream. It's another thing to achieve the dream, to achieve the goal. Now, yes, there are levels to it, of course, but just getting it done. You have to be grateful when you get one. That's when the enemy is afraid of one. Once you reach one book, you can reach 2, 3, 4, 10, 20, however much you want. When you reach 1 million, you can reach 2, 3, 4, 10, 20, 100 million, even billions. You need to get to that point where you get the first one done. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's got to be done. And that's what we teach again with what we do with Bold Saga. It ain't about being perfect. I'd rather you be done than perfect because perfection is the thief of greatness. You trying to be perfect, you won't reach your goal. You trying to be persistent, you will reach your goal. You're trying to be you are persevering, you'll reach your goal. Because as a millionaire once said, if you do anything long enough, it has to work. I mean, you can do things wrong and you can have negative compounding on your actions, but if you do it long enough and you figure out how it's done properly, it will work. Once I figured out how to write stories, it changed everything for me. Once I figured out how to color and actually paint, oh man, that skill changed everything for me. Oh, it took my art to the next level, my mindset to the next level, my creativity to the next level. And the skills just kept going and going and going and going and going. So again, kings and queens, we just want to see you win. We just want to see you win because at the end of the day, once you win, you can help more people win. So we talked all about Bold Saga, and we just want to share with you what we're actually talking about. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share the screen. Let me see right here. And if you're on IG, I'll show you in a moment what we're talking about. Here we go. And for anyone joining this, letting you know right there. And there we go. So on IG, if you're there, you can literally just DM the word dream to get the 7 steps to creating your dream manga series. Because the king earlier had asked, or queen, they had asked all about how do you get your books and how do you copyright, how do you trademark? These are questions that we have as creators because we don't want to just go in blindly. That's how you lose. We'd rather go in learning and knowing how to win, how to get it done efficiently, you know, quickly. How can I get it done faster? This, that, and the third. So, what we have for you is this. We created a book called, again, 7 Steps to Creating a Dream Manga Series. And the benefit of that book is that that book shows you what it takes to make your own manga, cover to cover. Now, not just cover to cover, like, you're just hiring out other people, but we talk about the steps you actually need to get your book done. Like the actual steps, not just the play steps, like where there's no path to making your manga, you do whatever you want, blah, blah, blah. No, no, no. We actually give you actionable steps that you actually can use to change your actual life. So we created that book series. Not, well, at this point, it can be a series because we got two. I'll just show you what I'm talking about. All right, share screen. There we go. It's just loading. All right. So here we are. And this is what we're talking about. This is the Ultimate Bundle, the Ultra Bundle collection. These are all the different types of books that we've made, all 12. And these are some of the latest ones. Bold Saga Chapter 1 through 4, 7 Steps to Creating a Dream Manga Series. Audiobooks, these are our latest books. Shawnee's Flowers, coloring books. Please read with me, A to Z, this, and the third. But what I was just mentioning just a while ago is this book. It's called 7 Steps to Creating a Dream Manga Series. Why is that important? Most times people make manga, they ain't showing you the big stuff. They ain't showing you how to copyright. They ain't telling you about trademarks. They ain't telling you about business. And it sure as heck ain't going to tell you about marketing. Why? Because then you're just working for someone else. And then the system keeps going. You know? I'd rather you understand how to separate yourself out of that old system and step into your system. Step into the way that you understand how to make your own books. You understand how to market your own books. You understand that one of the best places to actually get sales for your books. All these different types of things we talk about in the 7 Steps to Creating a Dream Manga series. And literally, here is the subtitle: How anyone, I'm being completely honest, how anyone can create their dream manga series while saving thousands of dollars and years of time. Do you know what that means, kings and queens? When you can make your own book series, you can change your life. Did you know that the creator of Pokemon started as a self-publisher? Yes. So what does that mean? If you understand how to step into self-publishing, you can create your own book series. And when you step into that, you can step into an IP, an intellectual property. And what does that mean? It can grow, it can expand, and you can get into thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions, even billions of dollars. You cannot reach true wealth by just grinding and drawing. That's implementation. That's the lowest level of value. But once you get to imagination, the highest level of communication, the highest levels, that's how you get your wealth. And you get your wealth accelerated. I'm telling you, change the way you think and you can change your life. So that's why, again, we made 7 Steps to Creating a Dream Manga series, because we wanted to show you how it actually is done. And this is a 5-star review. This review came out within 24 hours of the book being released, which is crazy. The only resource you need to create your dream manga. So if you're on YouTube, you'll be able to see it on Instagram. I'll show you in a moment. But yes, the only resource you need to create your dream manga. This book exceeded my expectation in every way. It covers general creativity, simple techniques for how to draw your story, tips for writing a better story, marketing, and more. It is written in easily digestible and actionable language to help you craft your manga story from start to finish. I highly recommend it. And the person that left this review, they're into technology, they're into manga, they want to find a way to actually get the manga done without having to rely on all these AI tools and this, that, and the third, because it feels flimsy. It's like when you eat with a plastic spoon versus you eat with like a classy metal spoon. You know, you're eating salad, you're eating food. It's different. Another thing about plastic is, it ain't good for your health. It can break, it can crack, all types of stuff. So it's better to find the best ways to learn the skills. So it doesn't matter how fast or how automated the world will become, you will always need the skills. So those of us who learned the skill and took the time to master it, you are in a better place, kings and queens. So again, 7 Steps to Creating a Dream Manga series. So just to let you know, step into greatness. It's not just a manga. It's not just about that. It's about changing your life. So when we're talking about stepping into your greatness, this is literally what this book is about. It's not just showing you how to create your own manga, it's also motivational. It's also encouraging. It's also inspiring, because without the mindset, you'll never become a mangaka. And not just the illustrator and artist, that's on the low level. When you become a mangaka, which is someone who creates the book, creates and writes your manga, you have to have the mindset. So, this is it about the author, different parts. Where will your dreams take you next? That's just a quick flip through of the book. So, let me see here. All right, there we go. And then flip. So, for all those of us that are watching on Instagram, here we are again. 7 Steps to Creating a Dream Manga series. How anyone can create the dream manga series while saving thousands of dollars and years of time. Again, thousands of dollars and years of time. Step into greatness, as I mentioned. This copyright page about the author, schedule a call. That schedule a call button in the book is for anyone that wants to go to the next level once you read the book. Once you read it, you see it's fire. All it takes is just 7 steps. Those 7 steps can change your entire life. So, what happens if you press the preview button and want to see more? Hit the preview button. This is actually taking you deeper into the book to see what it looks like. That preview before was good, but you want to see more? Here it is, 7 Steps to Creating a Dream Manga series. Here's the inner cover. Look at that. You cannot climb to the mountaintop without crushing some weeds under your feet. Yes, you cannot reach to the mountaintop without crushing some weeds under your feet. I'm going to stay here for a moment. You need to crush the weeds in your way. The weeds of adversity, the weeds of fear, the weeds of anxiety, the weeds of I can't do this because I don't have X or I don't have Y. The more you focus on your lack, you exponentially multiply lack. The more you focus on your abundance, you exponentially multiply your abundance. You want to focus on your abundance. Wealth is your birthright. Abundance is your birthright. Speak the things that are not as though they are. Speak life. That's how you master your life. This book is not just about manga, it's about a life change. It's about a chapter change. It's about a mindset change. It's about getting to the next level. This is where we made this book because most mangaka are not going to tell you how to become successful holistically. They'll tell you about drawing and writing. You need the mindset to win because the mindset is basically going to give you the strength, the energy, the wherewithal to go through it. Because making manga is not easy. It's worth it. You want to know the 7 steps to making manga? Here they are: ideas, creativity, writing, art, start publishing, business, marketing. This book goes through all of that in depth and more. We got the dedication page, and then the ideas are the supernatural fuel to empower your mind, your life, and your purpose. So every chapter comes with that. It comes with a nice, powerful quote that we have that we created to empower you, to inspire you, and to encourage you along your journey. And then after that, we get into the actual page, you get into the actual graphics, all this type of stuff. And then look at that. All heads are the same, but not all thoughts are the same. Say that again, man. All heads are the same, but not all thoughts are the same. Ghanaian proverb. So why is 7 Steps to Creating a Dream Manga series such a great book? Do you know that on average it costs about $15,000 to create your first self-published book? $15,000. So again, that's $15,000 you're paying just to create your first self-published book. This book is only $20. So you can spend time with YouTube University and other things out there, pay other people. That's great. But if you want to find one of the best ways to create your manga series, this is it. Why? Manga is the number one form of comics that are selling to date. Manga is outselling American comics. There was a statistic, I think ICV2 talked about it. Demon Slayer outsold the entire American comic market, which is crazy. American comics have been around longer. Why aren't they thriving? Pokemon is the number one media franchise of all time. It's worth over $105 billion. Now, here's the crazy thing: Pokemon started in like 1996, 1989 is when you watch the podcast, you see what I'm talking about. But the game itself started in 1996. So 1997 to today. That's less than 30 years. That's less than 50 years. And they've made that much wealth. So it's not about when you start, it's about how well you start. You have to find the best ways to win. And one of the best ways to win is to invest into yourself. Pokemon is worth 105 billion, but the creator didn't start with just games. He started with self-publishing because you need to find a way to attract an audience. All right, kings and queens, you need to find a way to attract the right people to your circle. All right, one of the best ways to do it is with books. I'm telling you, because the reason why books are from the past to the present, they're still around. Because when you create a book and when you read a book, you're stepping into someone's mind, you're stepping into someone's thoughts. So again, this is the 7 steps to creating a dream manga series. I love how it ends by saying, where will your dreams take you next? Oh, beautiful. But that's not all. Here are the other books that we've got available. We got the reading and coloring ebook bundle. These are the different books. Please read with me: A to Z, Shawnee's Flowers, Amazing Adinkra, all that stuff. Bold Saga, Heroes Arise, Bold Saga, Relentless bundle. And if you want to get these books as well, they're in ebook format. The physical ones will be coming out later in the year. 7 Steps to Creating a Dream Manga series. There's audiobooks. We've got Bold Saga in physical as well as digital. So the ebooks are there. And we've got the audiobook available as well. And if you were to click any of these, it would literally take you to where it is. So let's say, for example, because it's a PDF, if you go to the 7 Steps page, which is here, and you click the preview button, which is there, it will take you to this preview of the 7 Steps book. And at the end of this preview and other ones, you'll see that this page is here to help you see what we have available. So all of these titles are available now. That's a lot. And the majority of these books, if not all of them, were released within the last 3 years. It just goes to show, once you understand the power of one, you can step into thousands of dollars in wealth, thousands of opportunities. You can change the very nature of your life. So again, go to there, 7 Steps to Creating a Dream Manga series. You click that, See how it's loading? Bam, where does it take you? You want to make systems so that people can see everything that you have available and just enjoy it. So, 7 steps to creating a dream manga series. We've got that available. You can check it out. Super awesome. Um, but maybe you want more. Maybe you want to get more than just the 7 steps books. Maybe you want to see what else we have available. Maybe you want to go to the next level. Well, for everyone that wants to go to the next level beyond just getting the 7 steps book, we have the Dream Manga Starter Kit. So what this is a starter kit that has in not just the 7 steps book, which is amazing. And just to let you know, everything you see here, we drew it. We illustrated this. We created the characters. We actually colored it. We actually designed the layout, the characters, all of that. All of this. The copy, everything here. My wife is my editor. You know, I'm the artist, self-publisher, graphic designer, all that. So here it is right here. And then not just that, you have the workbook. So it's one thing to have the standard book. It's another thing to have the workbook because the workbook allows you to assess and self-assess. When you can self-assess, you're able to go deeper. And here's the thing: when you make your own books, when you self-publish, the further and deeper you go, is the better you will be. Why? Because when you go deeper, when you go further, you understand what it is that you're doing. And once you understand what it is that you're doing, you can go to the next level. It's one of the best books to get. I highly recommend getting it now before it goes up. Everything is changing, so I would recommend getting into amazing books that can change your life. In addition to that, we also added the Mangaka Starter Pack, which I believe is super helpful. I believe all mangakas should have this. So what it's going to do is give you the starter pack. It's going to give you, well, the Dream Manga Starter Pack is going to give you different assets, different kits, different things that you need to get started on your journey. So again, kings and queens, super excited. This is something that I definitely believe. If you're serious about making a manga, this is something I highly recommend you get. Why? If you don't get books like this, what you're going to end up doing is just focusing on maybe one aspect of the journey without looking at the bigger picture. And if that happens, you can miss out on something truly important. So, what I had recommended or talked about earlier was it's in the new ebook section right there. This is it right here, and then we're gonna go into the individual books and then come back. So, this is the Bold Saga Ultra Collection Bundle. What is that? It is literally all of this. Bold Saga, chapter 1, 2, 3, 4, the Bold Saga audiobook. We're talking about the 7 steps book right there, the 7 steps workbook. We're talking about Amazing Adinkra coloring book, Bold Saga coloring book, Shawnee's Flowers, Please Read With Me A to Z. All of these books are here, and then I Am Affirmations and Gratitude Journal. Why is this so important? Because when you get this entire collection for just $100, all of these assets are available. You can get them right now. So that means if you're going through challenges, if you're going through tests, and you're looking for an affirmational guide that will help you, that will encourage you, that will get you to the next level, this is for you. If you want to get to the next part, if you want to see what is available, this is for you. So what we're going to do is we're going to continue on YouTube. iPad's got a charge, so I got to redo it again. But thank you for everyone watching on Instagram. It's still going on YouTube. Super excited. All right, so we're going to bring back IG in a moment. But I just want to say thank you. Thank you for everyone watching. Thank you for everyone that took the time to sit down and watch this with us, because this is just the beginning. We've got more to show you. And I'm just grateful because this is a journey. It's just a journey. It's just a journey. It's just a journey. And we are making moves. Who would have thought that we started with just an idea, and now we've got 12, 13 books, that we can help other people make books, that we actually have courses teaching people how to make books, coaching programs teaching people how to make books, already had a successful Kickstarter, all of these amazing things. So I'm just grateful. Like you don't even know how just grateful I feel right now. Why? It's not just the fact that we released all these books and this, that, and the third. We actually went back to the place where I got my start with manga. My start with manga happened at not anime. I watched anime before I got into manga. Dragon Ball Z when I was a kid at 5, 6. But it was when I went to Barnes and Nobles and I actually held my first manga book. The first manga tankobon that I ever held. It's not this one specifically, but it's the book series itself was One Piece. And when I got there, I was like, wow, look at that. Went from just watching anime on TV to actually holding a book. And that's the power of books. Once I held One Piece in my hand, it felt magnetic. It felt different. It felt unique. It wasn't like crazy violent or anything else like that. It was just great. It had me laughing. I had a great time. I enjoyed it. So I was like, wow, I would love to make something like this. And once I figured that out, I was like, okay, this thing called manga is going to be big one day. I want to figure out how to get it done. I want to figure out how you can actually create your own manga series. And that's what I did. Since that time, what was like probably 2001 to like today, I've just been on a journey. It's almost like 20 years. It's crazy. It's been a long journey to figure out how to get it done. And once I figured out within the last 5 years how to get it done efficiently, did that, mastered that, and that's where we're at right now. We've got the books done, got them done. And the reason I mentioned that's amazing is because now, this year, we literally had our book signing at Barnes and Noble. So I'll show you that later. So go here, here, add IG back. Yeah, I had to do that for a second because with Instagram, if you keep going for a certain while, they'll cut it off. I don't know why it's like that. You want to have another thing as well, retention. You don't want to have it super long that, it takes too long. All right. So here we go again. And I'm also doing this for another reason as well to show you that it's not just the fact that I'm super focused and amazing and awesome what I do. We all have things that we have to do along the way. No one is perfect. And it's literally God, my wife, and me as a team right now. So unless they figure out a way that you can automate going between all these apps at once, this is what's the best way to do it. All right. All right. Here we go. Here we go. And here we go. So thank you again. Actually, I have an even better idea. For everyone who will watch this live, thank you so much for being here. What we're going to do is we're going to end here and then continue the next part, which is part two, in just a moment. So stay tuned for that. Super excited here. Thank you so much for being here on Instagram and Facebook. If you enjoyed this, like, comment, subscribe, share, get the message out because this is exciting. And we want to have more opportunities to show you just all the amazing things we have for you and for that are in store for you. Until next time, keep winning, kings and